congratulations are in order for you. You got South by Southwest and then gigs with the mighty V&V Nation. Then another round with my favorite band of all time, Apoptygma Berzerk. So congratulations on that. It must be very exciting.
Yes, it's definitely, something that we worked hard towards. And we were at South by Southwest last year, and we kind of just did some unofficial gigs there. But this year we're actually on it officially, so I'm happy about that. And we did play with Apop last year, and it was a great time. So, we're looking to have some fun again this year with it. So, yeah, it sounds great, and V&V Nation has definitely been an influence in my music for a while, and I'm just really glad we got, even like 3 gigs with them in California. I think it's really going to work out great.
And with the Apop gigs, if I saw correctly, you're playing as Dismantled and Aerodrone. So
yeah.
So are you playing as both on the same night, or some gigs is Aerodrone and some is Dismantled?
Yeah, we actually did a tour in 2008 with the Anix where we had to play as both, and I didn't really like that. Mixing them up is not really what I want to do. So for the tour going into South by Southwest, I want to do it all as Aerodrone because, we want to get ready for South by Southwest. And after our trip back from South by Southwest to California, it's going to be all Dismantled gigs. Because that's kind of how it worked out with us setting up the shows and the promoters that book Apoptygma happened to know Dismantled as well. So, it's kind of weird to mix it up, but, I think we have it definite where, one part it's one band and on the other part it's another band.
So aside from just the music being so different, just the vibes of Dismantled and Aerodrone are extremely different. So you think you'll have any problems kind of switching your mindset between the two in such a short period of time?
Yeah, I think once we get started with Aerodrone, it'll be pretty smooth. And after we play the gigs after South by Southwest, I think it'll still work out fine with us because we've done stuff like that before, and now we have all the right band members for their job. We actually have 2 separate bands for that kind of job, and so I think it's really going to go down more smoothly this time than it did back in 2008 when we played with the Anix.
Well, I'll be flying out from here in Georgia to see the tour stop in Dallas. So if you do have any kind of on-stage freak out on that show, I'll be there to help you out. So.
All right, awesome. I'll need all the help I can get, definitely.
So has something like that ever happened to you where you had some kind of freak out during either, something happened mentally or physically before a show or during a show where, you couldn't do it?
Yeah, we definitely had the last year that we had Aerodrone touring. It went pretty smooth the whole year, but then we had a showcase for NACA, which is the National College Association, and it was pretty tough to get a showcase like that. We were really excited to do the showcase, and an agent flew out. He was going to sell us to a bunch of colleges to play. And then what happened was our guitar player failed to show up to the gig on time, and it was really a nightmare because a lot of the agent was like screaming at me, saying it's my fault, and it was really just a bad situation. So that was the biggest freak out I think that happened in Aerodrome history. So it wasn't in front of an audience, but it was definitely like a big setback for us. But I think we're recovering this year, and we're looking forward to, the new gigs. but it's something that you just need to learn from and put behind you.
Okay, so right now you've got Aerodrone going on, new Dismantled about to come out, and you're also doing No, Not Never.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
So I know that electronic musicians usually work on a lot of different projects, but it's usually one after the other, not all at the same time. So is that just how your creativity works, kind of like ADD, but in a good way, in a positive way?
Yeah, sometimes it is like that. Other times I think it needs to be more focused. I kind of told myself that I just want to do Aerodrone for a while, and I am more focused on that right now, but at the same time I feel like as things come up and opportunities come up, you feel like you need to also switch and be dynamic in what you're doing so you're not stuck doing the same thing. And so in this case, I think I'll finish a few songs for the new Aerodrone EP and release that, and then I will focus my energy on the new Dismantled album, and that would take a lot of concentration to do just because it's really like an isolation process. You just sit in a room and you write songs and you put lyrics and you record stuff. And so I think it'll definitely be a challenge for me to like split apart what I'm doing right now with Aerodrone and focus on Dismantled more. But at the same time, I'm glad I can do a lot of different stuff instead of just one thing.
So is your songwriting process like you actually sit down to write music and then focus on that type of style that it's going to be, which band it's going to be, or do you just kind of randomly get ideas and go with them and then see what direction that takes you?
I usually I think nowadays I just do it with lyrics. Like I'll get a lyric in my head with a melody, and I already know what project I want to put the melody in. Like for Aerodrone, it'll be something poppy and happy, and for Dismantle, it'll be like some cynical lyric that'll come into my head, and I'll think of like a darker chord progression for it. So I think right away I kind of know which band I want to put the music into. I had a phase where these two things would kind of clash, but I kind of learned to keep them separated because, you got to get the balance just right.
So was Aerodrone like an intentional effort to get away from Dismantled, which is pretty dark, somber stuff, or is it just different sides of you coming out when they need to?
I think it's just different sides coming out when they need to. And, yeah, at a point I felt really claustrophobic doing just Dismantled and just seeing the same kind of results with that over and over. I felt like I could do more, and I just felt like in the social climate that I was living up in Oregon, I felt like a lot of people up there didn't understand Dismantled, and the only way they could understand me was through Aerodrone, and so that went over a lot better for that kind of scene. But it's one of those things where you kind of have to follow your heart and just do one or the other and hope people will understand you and support you. And I've been really lucky to have people kind of support both bands.